Welcome back, everybody. We got another Alliance War video here. It's for Loki versus Zeen. I have never heard of this alliance before, but it is our next foe, and I'm on path 5 in the first section. I have Professor X versus this Mr. Negative, and I have a white Magneto pre-fight. I also brought Omega Sentinel on the team, so I'm getting an extra charge after this win. And the plan here is just to parry heavy and build to my SB3. Professor X is immune to reverse control, so whenever I knock him down after a parry, nothing basically happens. I do take some damage from his debuff, but it's minor. So here, just push him to an SB2. I can dex this, but I'm not going to in war. I'm just gonna block it, and I'm almost at an SB3, and then I'll get into my cycle. I had a busy day this war, so after planning I had to hit the road. So thank God that my battle group was patient and I was able to finish my drive and get all my attacks in after that. So here I get to an SB3 with the protection down, and I throw my special 3, and that's basically it for this fight. I am not running Mutant Boost here, so I'm going to pop back out into an SB2 for Professor X's abilities and end the fight. And next up, I have a Jabari on the heavy unstoppable ebb and flow knockdown, and I'm going to use a white Magneto pre-fight. If I wanted to save it, if I needed to, I can, and I'm just going to clear out her cleanse. But I don't need to, which will basically make this fight super easy since there's no danger of getting cornered with that now. So I just parry heavy, and every time I gain a prowess, it's actually going to clear out any Huntress charges that she gets. And I'm just trying to push her to an SB2, because then she doesn't place her debuff, forgot what it's called, off the SB1, which can mess with my dex. So this is perfect. I want to build up to my special 2 and throw it with the protection down. Throw it right here because it'll do quite a bit of damage. Almost kills her, but the bleed ends up getting her anyways. So that was pretty smooth. And next up, I have a Domino on the Power Snack Mini heading into 4, 5, 6, and use Omega Sentinel. And the plan here is to just basically fight her normally. I'm not going to get any crit failures. Just don't get caught. My parry will fail from time to time, as you can see. But Omega Sentinel is a tank, and specifically, against mutants, she does really well. So the only danger here I really have is to watch for the evade, not get a power sting on me, and that's basically it. So just deck some specials, and then just kind of take her down. I did have a invulnerability boost from the Jabari fight, and it carried over into this fight, and it will carry over into my next fight. Not by design. I was just moving, pretty quickly through this, so it was fine. But as you can see, I threw an SB2, got some plasmas on her, and I'm pausing them at this point, and she is going down. She's lucky right now, so I don't want to do anything. Parry her, pause the plasmas, and she's dead. And next up, I have Kitty on path 5, the ebb and flow intercept. This is where she gains more damage per debuff that she has. I don't know why, but I selected the tracking debuff when in reality I just wanted cowardice because I want to keep her prowess basically off so I can parry her at will. And I realized that at this point, and I was like, okay, well, I just have to parry heavy and it'll switch back over to cowardice. I thought about applying the tracking to keep it, but I was like, no, just heavy and just move over to cowardice and remove her stuff just to get it over with. And basically I'm not even gonna mess with the intercept. Just gonna basically just hit her and throw my SB2 and keep everything paused. I just find this to be much safer, especially if I can push her to an SB2, because I can I don't have to take any block damage from the SB1, so here I don't have to mess with her not going with my intercept or something and getting clipped. I'm just gonna let the plasmas do their work. It's ticking for about 600 per tick, which is about 1200 per second. And when I land my next XP2, it's gonna do even more damage, obviously. So I just got 5 plasmas, and pause these, and she's dead. And then next up was a Mojo, and we had a Torch come in and take that Mojo out. I just placed the white Magneto pre-fight. So after that was the shared mini on 4, 5, 6, and it's a Killmonger. And this is just Professor X food, in my opinion. It's just the easiest. I actually have taken a Sassy here with Professor X, and two special 3s ends up killing the Sassy, but Killmonger is just a tanky beast. You'll see that it takes more than that. So I'm just gonna have a power start one here because I just want to get into my rotation sooner than later and get out of the fight. I am visiting family and stuff, so I don't really have a lot of time, and I'm actually taking these fights in the bathroom. So I'm just trying to get this done because people will just come in, and you know, not the ideal scenario for war. So just building to 100 charges and hopefully pushing to an SB2 like he does. I'm like, all right, perfect. I'm at 100. I just need to get an intercept, and here I get it. I'm a parry, heavy charge, SB3, and that's all she wrote. So that is that. So yeah, it's just a SB3 fest. This is the first one. You see it does about 60% left, and then the second one gets him down even more because I have my prowess up. And I was honestly surprised he actually survived 2 of them, and I did need the 3rd, but either way, he's down. The next fight is a Magneto on 55, the mini boss, and I am gonna take it with a white Magneto pre-fight that someone else placed, because my last white Magneto pre-fight's gonna go on the boss, because with Professor X and white Magneto, they have a synergy that boosts up the damage and everything for that pre-fight. So it's when you place it on the boss, it gets even another boost. So like a super neato pre-fight. But for this fight, I basically just have to heal block him. He's conduit, and her last medium does energy damage, but it also places the heal block. So just kind of keep him heal blocked, and then throw my SP2 when possible. I debated running recoil for this, except I didn't want to run into losing health for Bane and losing recoil damage either. So here I am just, you know, kind of moving along. I did get clipped, unfortunately, and obviously auto block does not save me versus red Magneto. So I'm like, okay, just calm down. I'm just telling myself that I'm not going to care about Bane damage, and it's going to be, you know, fine. I'm going to take him down. You can see that I'm not even with a bunch of disorients on me, I'm not even taking a lot of block damage, which is something that I was curious about, because it will build up, and I was like, oh well, you know, how much can I parry, how much can I not? But I'm really not worried about it at all. Just keeping everything paused. I have 6 plasmas on him, and he's heal blocked. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, just keep him heal blocked, and I don't want to lose that. So at this point, I want to pause the plasmas, and I want to throw an SB1 to refresh my heal block, but I didn't, and I tag him with another medium to heal block him and throw the SB1. Shouldn't have done that. Should have just came back out of it and paused it, but it doesn't matter. It's ticking for, you know, under 2k per tick, which is about 4k per second. So he's going down, and that's all she wrote. Nothing to really worry about. We did end up losing this war. Unfortunately, we're having a rough season. Shout outs to Andrew, he's in my BG, the B Manny, and Cam for being our MVPs. And we just, you know, we had a good war last war, and this war not so good. We had some timely deaths, and this alliance, you know, shout out to them. They've died over 10 times every war and over 20 times in a few wars this season, and this was by far their best war. I think they only died like 4 or 5 times, I think. So you know, 5 to 10 tough to lose, but we'll do better in the next one.